This is an example of how to use 2 or more Jukes to power a sound system in a larger home or commercial space where the 8-zone limit of a Juke 8 is insufficient. So in this case, it actually works very similar to how it does with just one Juke. So you choose your source that you want to listen to, say Juke 1, one of the airplays. And now instead of just having the 8 zones available to you, you can swipe left and right, and you can turn on and off the zones in the other rooms as well. So the user experience is very simple to use, and to think about it conceptually, 2 Jukes together have the same number of sources as one Juke, so 4, in all cases 4, which you see down the left side here, and whatever number of zones is the aggregate of the 2. In terms of setup, that's also very simple. You just plug both of them into the same local area network using Ethernet, and we recommend using Ethernet and not Wi-Fi in the case of 2 Jukes because they have to be able to communicate with each other very quickly, and Ethernet is perfect for that. They don't have to be located together, they just have to be connected to the same local area network via Ethernet. And in terms of administrator setup, we go into the administrator screen, and you'll see an extra button on this screen if more than one Juke is present, and that is called the multi-Juke setup button. And that button allows you to give friendly names to the 2 of them. In this case, I've got one sitting on a shelf, so I called it Shelf, and another one is rack mounted, and you'll see the MAC addresses of those devices. And then there's a button on the right that allows you to select one as locked in to become the server. So one is the server, the other is the client. And the reason to lock in the server is if the server has a USB connection to it that's taking analog input from your surround sound receiver, for example. So in this case, my USB input is connected to my rack Juke. So I've said, okay, I want that one to always be the server, and the Shelf one will always be the client. And then the rest of it works exactly the same as it does if you have one Juke. You can adjust all of the zone volumes with the sliders in each of the rooms, and you can then slide over and do the same for the other ones. And by the way, in this case, I have 2 Juke 8s working together, so all 8 are represented here on the first screen, but I'm only using 3 of the 8 outputs on the second one, hence why the other ones are not displayed. And if I go into Edit Zone Names, you can see why that is, because I've actually blanked out the names of Zone 4 through Zone 8 so that they don't appear in the interface. If I added in those names, they would immediately pop up in a similar fashion. And the only other thing to watch out for is that there may be a very slight delay between the audio output of the first Juke and the second. So when those are playing to discrete rooms throughout the house, that's not a problem. However, if you had one room, say a large living room, and you had speakers from one Juke and also speakers from the other Juke in the same room, then you might be able to notice the slight delay, which is about 1/10 of a second. So I hope this helps. As long as you don't do that, I think you'll be very happy with the experience. Thank you.